attack. I can't get his radio station on my transistor. I'm getting the Asian station that he's right around, but they're not letting KBLA 1580 come in. I'm not getting the black man. So let Tavis know he's under attack. Cyber attack, racist attack, fascist attack, but he's under attack. And they doing something to disrupt his radio station so they won't get the truth out to us.
Hey, it's Tavis. We appreciate all that love, let me tell you, because we may very well be under attack on all sides. Just because you don't believe in conspiracy theories don't mean they ain't after you. But in reality, sometimes stuff happens with the signal from the studio to the tower, which sends our programming to your car, home, office, or your transistor radio. But when you download the KBLA 1580 app, the sound is clear as a bell all day, all night, anywhere in the world, from Los Angeles to Lagos. So we love all of our listeners, no matter how you hear us. But when you download the KBLA 1580 app and hear that richness, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. But don't take my word for it. Download the KBLA 1580 app right now. I'm Tavis Smiley, and I approve this message.
Hey, Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
Inevitably, as you've become aware of the whole pattern of narcissism, you realize that in their need for control and their need for dominance and in their manipulative, exploitive behavior, these people need what we call narcissistic supply. They need somebody to say, yes, in fact, you are the best and you are wonderful and you do know everything. And so they have to have people who will kind of bow to them and say, I acknowledge that you're the best and you're wonderful. And in narcissistic parlance, we call that the flying monkeys. These are folks that just kind of hand over their wills to the narcissist and let them be in charge. Now, very commonly, a narcissist, as they spot you, may determine, hey, you're not becoming one of my flying monkeys. You're not willing to just bow to me, and I don't like that whatsoever. And so they see you as being other. There's something about you that doesn't fit into their system or their scheme, and so they go about scapegoating you. Basically, scapegoating is a blame game, and they see you as being a defiant person. They see you as other or differentness, and see in your differentness, that means that you're putting your fist up in their face and challenging them, and you're just thinking, I'm just being me. But that's not how they interpret, so they have to put you in your position, and as a result, you're on the receiving end of a whole lot of negatives. Is that something you can relate to? Now, sometimes people can find that they're the scapegoat inside a family system. Everybody else seems to go along with that one huge narcissistic leader. Sometimes it's in a work setting. Sometimes it's in a social group. Sometimes you wind up being in a marriage or a living situation with someone and you've fallen out of favor, and so they want to make sure that they put you in your position. Scapegoating can happen in a wide array of circumstances, and basically it's the narcissist's way of saying you're supposed to be compliant. You're supposed to be acquiescent. You're supposed to be functional to me. You're supposed to be obedient. And since you're not being that way, then there's going to be a price that you have to pay. And so they can operate in a very harsh and condescending kind of way. And basically, they don't like your uniqueness. They don't like your freedom to be and choose who you want to be. That's something that threatens them. And so I'd like to point out some of the most common behaviors that these scapegoating narcissists can use on you. And I want you to have a high enough awareness of this so that when you see it coming at you, you're going to realize this is not about you. This is a part of their pattern of life that they have not come to terms with. They tend to be very low, self-aware people, and they're trying to make all of these complaints about you when in fact it reveals a lot of emptiness and a lot of misappropriated thoughts on the inside of them. For example, one of the first things that a scapegoater tends to do is they tell lies about you. They have no compunctions about speaking to other people.
Man, oh man, a Shevitz. Dr. C, don't be playing no games. The voice of reason has returned. We have an amazing topic tonight, and I'm sure many of you have experienced it. Are you the Azazel in your relationship, in your family dynamic, at your work situation? Are you Azazel? You guys remember that movie, Azazel, starring, of course, legendary Denzel Washington? You know, Azazel. Prisoner escaped into some spirit, and the spirit would jump into other people. Azazel. Many of us are probably familiar with it with regards to the Bible, right? And Abraham is asked to kill his son. Yeah, that was the name of the movie, Fallen. Fallen, starring Denzel Washington. The spirit in that movie was called Azazel, right? It was a great movie, by the way. Right? But you remember Abraham getting ready to sacrifice his son to the Lord, and then the angel stepped in and said, no, no, no. Take that goat that's caught in that thicket behind you and sacrifice that instead. Azazel, it means the goat that departed. Now, if we look at the word goat and as an acronym, let's go LL Cool J. LL Cool J purports that he created the term GOAT for hip-hop. GOAT, greatest of all time. Typically, the child that is raised in that family dynamic goes on to be the GOAT because they're the empath. They're the truth teller, right? Teller. They're the one. They're the GOAT that departed, right? They left the toxic situation, right? Very interesting way to look at it. Azazel, recovering from scapegoat. Oh, this is hard. Recovering from scapegoat from covert narcissistic abuse and blame. Can you recover from being the scapegoat, the blame, the reason everything was messed up? What are some strategies that narcissists employ to punish and scapegoat truth tellers, right? How can truth tellers utilize Ross Rosenberg's observe but don't absorb technique when dealing with covert narcissists? Let me stop right there. You know, Ross Rosenberg coined that, but we hear a lot of people saying that. Observe but don't absorb. I think it's important that we cite where things come from. Like I told you, we live in a social media, kind of universe here, and we hear things that we think, oh, that makes sense. It resonates with me. I'll just say it. But I think it's a form of respect to kind of quote where you heard it from, who you heard say it, as opposed to presenting it as if it were your own. But I digress, right? What purpose does blame shifting serve for narcissists? And how can recognizing, right, its benefit? There is no benefit in blame shifting. I just want you to understand that. Okay? There's no benefit. And oftentimes many relationships suffer because most parties, I would say the couples, they're waiting their turn to talk. They're sitting on a communication conveyor belt waiting for their chance to talk. They're not really listening. They're not actively listening. And if they are listening, they're listening to respond. They're not listening to understand. I mean, it's a weird situation in most relationships. How do we fix it? We gotta fix it. What purpose does blame shifting serve for narcissists, and how can recognizing it benefit those being affected by it? How is blame shifting used as, how can it be used as an effective tool for their inability to self-regulate? That's what it is. It is an effective tool because they can't self-regulate, meaning their emotions get out of whack. It's your fault. This is ugly. It's ugly. How might the push and pull dynamic of an insecure attachment style relationship, i.e., anxious preoccupied versus fearful avoidant or dismissive avoidant, appeal to recovering scapegoats? That is a deep question. Are scapegoats abused for not being codependent? How might feigning ignorance with the narcissists and flying monkeys work to the advantage of a recovering scapegoat? Feigning ignorance. Acting like you don't know what's going on when you really do. 1-800-920-1580. Have you been the scapegoat in your relationship? Were you the scapegoat at your job? Are you the scapegoat in your family? Have you transcended to the space of the goat that departed? Right? The goat that left. Is that you? Why does the narcissist, right? Why does the narcissist's inability to control, gaslight, and or manipulate the scapegoat infuriate them so much? Does this poor reflection of the narcissist's capabilities engage their core shame wound? You do know narcissists suffer from shame and guilt. Were you the truth teller in your family? Are you the designated? You remember we used to call it the black sheep. Oh, that's the black sheep of the family. Is the black sheep and the scapegoat synonymous? Do you find it difficult to develop healthy, mutually respectful relationships with one or more siblings? Do you struggle with addiction or codependency or both even? Do you have a dominant sibling who now treats you in the same manner your dysfunctional / abusive parent did, perhaps taking over the smear campaign that keeps the propaganda machine portraying you, as defective? 1-800-920-1580. This is about to get really deep. I want to know what your thoughts are for this conversation. I really want to know how you feel. Have you ever been scapegoated? Not have you ever been swallowed? No, have you ever been scapegoated? I want to know. Call me tonight, 1-800-920-1580, the voice of reason. We are on complete fire. Let's get it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Tavis Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's have a toast for the, let's have a toast for the scumbags. Every one of them that I know. Let's have a toast for the jerk off.
So let's answer a big question I've gotten from a lot of you who are watching. I've gotten this from a lot of other people too. Why can't you call a narcissist out on their BS? You can't. That's the short answer. So why? Why can't you call them out? I cannot tell you how many emails I get a day from people who say, will you please meet my husband, wife, brother, sister, mother, father, and tell them they're a narcissist? The answer to that, by the way, is no. Can I show them, Dr. Romney, can I show them all your videos? Won't they then get it? No. So, no, you cannot call them out. Now, you can. I'm not going to stop you. But let's talk about what happens if you do. Because my hope, my goal in having this YouTube channel, in creating content, in writing books, in working with clients, and speaking about this, I got one goal and one goal only. And that is to protect people from the narcissists in their lives. We aren't going to get rid of them. Okay, we are not going to get rid of them. It's like putting on bug spray. We are not going to get rid of mosquitoes. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep them from biting you. Okay? So this, and this is an equivalent of bug repellent. Why I don't want you to call them out. Again, you're welcome to. And some people say, Doc, I got to call them out once. I don't care what happens. I am just going to look at them and say, you son of a bitch, you are a narcissist. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to look at you. They're going to turn it around. They're going to say, really? Really? Because I would actually say you're the narcissist. And then they'll go on a 20-minute tirade about how you're the narcissist. And they'll gaslight you. And they'll manipulate you. And they'll throw in some insults. And by the time they're done with you and do that number on you, you are going to think you're the narcissist. Is that really worth it? You can't call them out because, newsflash, they're not listening to you. They never have listened to you. So why all of a sudden, when you want to share the big reveal that, hey, you're a narcissist, why do you think that on that day they're going to say, now I take you seriously, so I'm going to listen? They're not going to. Least of
Imagine having a narcissistic parent. Covert narcissist parent or covert narcissist husband or wife. And you try to, hold them accountable. We're accountability partners, right? You're only going to exacerbate the situation, according to Dr. Romney and many others. How does the narcissist's projection of their inner chaos onto the scapegoat reveal deeper truths about their own self-loathing? It's happened to me before. I've tried to call out narcissistic tendencies and behaviors in people, and they flipped it back on me. And you know why they can flip it back on me and you? Is because we're human. So if there's any misstep or mistake we might have made, trust me, they're mistake collectors. And they will use it. They will wash your face in it. They will judge you. They will demean you. They will devalue you. And they will aggrandize themselves while doing so. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, it could be you and them in a situation where only you and them know exactly what happened. They will come back and tell you it didn't happen that way. You remember that legendary comedy piece from the great Eddie Murphy, right? Raw, when he goes, wasn't me. They will, it wasn't me you to death, to your face. Wasn't me. Wait a minute, it was just us. You said this, then I said this, then you responded this way, and then it wasn't me. With the straightest of faces, right? How can exploring the concept of the wounded inner child help scapegoats understand the roots of their own pain and patterns, right? How might the concept of self-compassion, as discussed by Kristen Neff, help scapegoats rebuild a positive self-identity after years of blame? It's your fault. You did this. If you would just bend the knee to my demands, we would be good moving forward. Have you ever experienced it? 1-800-920-1580. Are you the scapegoat in your relationship right now? Are you the reason for every problem you guys go through? Maybe you've been that person at work. Maybe you've been that person in your family life. I need to know it. 1-800-920-1580. How can the spiritual teachings of many great philosophers and gurus and sages and bodhisattvas on detachment and surrender, such as the great Mooji and Eckhart Tolle, aid in the scapegoat's recovery process? Because you have to recover from this. You can't carry it into more and more relationships. You have to recover from being the blame. Has anybody in your life made you the physical manifestation of what's wrong with your experience? Oh, you were involved? No wonder it didn't work out. It's you. You were there. I should have known something was going to happen. Have you been the blame for everything? How can the recovering scapegoat use their past experience as a foundation for developing deeper empathy, resilience, and self-awareness in future relationships? When I come forward, the voice of reason is going to keep drilling down on this powerful topic. Let's go.
That's what I'm good at. And I always find something wrong. You've been putting up with my dish just way too long. I'm so gifted at finding what I don't like the most. So I think it's time for us to have a toast. Let's have a toast for the best. Let's have a toast for the. Let's have a toast for the scumbags.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Independent Senator Joe Manchin will not endorse Vice President Harris. This comes after Harris's promise to gut the chamber's filibuster rule to pass a bill codifying abortion rights. The West Virginia independent senator told CNN that he will not back her as a presidential candidate over the move. He said this week, quote, shame on her, end quote, adding that, quote, she knows the filibuster is the holy grail of democracy, end quote. San Diego, California is hosting events, giveaways, and readings to celebrate National Banned Book Week. According to the American Library Association's Office for Intellectual Freedom, more than 4,000 book titles were targeted for censorship nationwide in 2023 alone, primarily those written by LGBTQ+ authors or people of color. San Diego County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer says the county is promoting the censorship week at all county libraries. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
September 15th to 21st is Asthma Peak Week with the highest concentration of asthma flare-ups and hospitalizations. To become a more active participant in your care, visit luma-edu.com. This message is brought to you by Amgen and AstraZeneca.
Tavis is under attack. I can't get his radio station on my transistor. I'm getting the Asian station that he's right around, but they're not letting KBLA 1580 come in. I'm not getting the black man. So let Tavis know he's under attack. Cyber attack, racist attack, fascist attack, but he's under attack. And they doing something to disrupt his radio station so they won't get the truth out to us.
Hey, it's Tavis. We appreciate all that love, let me tell you, because we may very well be under attack on all sides. Just because you don't believe in conspiracy theories don't mean they ain't after you. But in reality, sometimes stuff happens with the signal from the studio to the tower, which sends our programming to your car, home, office, or your transistor radio. But when you download the KBLA 1580 app, the sound is clear as a bell, all day, all night, anywhere in the world, from Los Angeles to Lagos. So, we love all of our listeners, no matter how you hear us. But when you download the KBLA 1580 app and hear that richness, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. But don't take my word for it. Download the KBLA 1580 app right now. I'm Tavis Smiley, and I approve this message.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV. October 2nd is California Clean Air Day. Go Metro for free and help cut down on pollution and traffic. It's our way of thanking you because every ride makes a difference. Let's clear the air together. Ready to go right now? Head to metro.net. Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
The champ of the amplified sound, swimming in this art, on up the boogie down. The Reuben Rod squad flew angles toward the point, could a widow group of bugs slam a gang of funky joints. The provings and the moving of the baggy clothes at the dimly lit clubs where flop the milk duds. Hip hop enzymes with pride kicks inside, did the threads.
The nappy heads, bobbing over beats that sleeps with ghetto slang. No sirens, just felts and wax from ghetto brains. The cosmic child's hit with dancing decent kits like the bunk at The ancestors grin cause rap is getting fat. To some of them it's grim cause it's youth be having gats. So save all the cares, let down your nappy hairs cause the beats is giving life like air. The flyest fly bids is swelling the inside. The locust slow kids let their glocks in the ride.
Welcome to today's episode of the Mindset Mentor podcast. I'm your host, Rob Dial. Today, we're going to be talking about self-awareness And I'm going to be teaching you how to understand yourself better. And I'm going to be talking about the difference between self-awareness and self-consciousness. And if you've been listening to my podcast for a while, you probably notice that self-awareness might be the main thing that I promote more than anything else. I feel like almost every single podcast I'm talking about self-awareness, self-awareness, self-awareness. When I go into other people's podcasts, one of the questions that, people always like to ask to have like they have a lightning round and they have fun questions. And sometimes they ask the question of, hey, if you could give everyone in the world a superpower, what would it be? And I always say extreme self-awareness. And the reason why is because if people were more aware of themselves, all of the problems in the world would disappear. If they were aware of how when they do that thing, they affect other people, good or bad, if we were all more self-aware, the world would be a better place. And the phrase ignorance is bliss is probably the most true thing in the world. Because I'll tell you this, it's way easier to just not be aware of yourself. It's way easier to just blindly go through life and just do whatever it is that you were doing. It won't lead to a fulfilled life. It won't lead to a happy life. But
Listen. I like what he was saying, but there's a bit of semantics involved. The difference between self-awareness and self-conscious. Well, conscious means aware. So stop playing reindeer games. Why don't you just say consciousness or awareness is on a spectrum? Some people are more aware, i.e. conscious, of themselves than others. But to say that there is a distinction between consciousness and awareness is just playing games with people who don't know the difference. who don't know the difference, like, oh, you just playing word games, like semantics, right? Now, to go back to what he did say that I thought was okay, self-awareness is the root of it all. Do you know why a narcissist can't be called out? Because they're self-unaware. They're just not aware. And it's rare. You will find some narcissists like Lee Hammock who said, you know what, I'm going to therapy. Now, you have other people that say, you know what, therapy doesn't help narcissists. They're the most intransigent patient, right? Stubborn, obstinate, right? These people are therapy proof to a lot of therapists. But when you can get a self-aware narcissist, they say the relationship gets a little better. The narcissist is like, oh, I kind of feel like, maybe I feel like, or maybe I think I feel like I've upset you, right? When you can get them to be self-aware of their behaviors. This is why they can flip around and go right into blame shifting, because they're mostly self-unaware. But Andy brings up an amazing thought. Andy says most people are always self-aware, but there is this active willfulness to ignore that. Do we choose to be low? Do we choose to be basic and marginal? Yeah, because guess what? Do you know how much responsibility comes with awakening? Oh my God, it's easier to be able to sit down and enjoy The Simpsons with a chicken pot pie from Swanson with your favorite slippers. It's easier to just, kind of veg out in the world than it is to actually take upon the mantle of self-healing. It's a very difficult task. It is not easy, right? Tonight's topic, Azazel, right? Recovering scapegoat from covert narcissistic abuse and blame. Are you the Azazel, the scapegoat of your family, of your relationship, right? Did your partner do horrible things to you, yet takes no accountability for how they treated you, gaslit you, stonewalled, avoided you, didn't engage in real conversations. Like, are you, right, the scapegoat for all of that? And on top of doing all those things, it's your fault. The experience of being scapegoated is in a narcissistic family dynamic is a profound wound that can scar one's sense of self and their relationships and spiritual path. Oh my God. Covert narcissists, which are the most difficult ones to kind of ferret out. The covert narcissists. They're not the grandiose type. They're the in-the-cut, quiet, demure. The word they're using now. Demure narcissist, right? Often masked by charm and manipulation, employ scapegoating as a means to deflect their own flaws and regulate their internal chaos. Right? The recovering scapegoat, often the family truth teller, is a symbolic disruptor of the narcissistic construct that they were raised in. The scapegoat embodies authenticity that the covert narcissists can't tolerate. Right? You know, it's deep. You're a Christian, but you practice voodoo and witchcraft and roots. And even if it's in your family, you don't want to tell your family that you do that. Right? The scapegoat, the one you're going to blame, is going to call you out for that. Hey, if it's a part of your ancestry, embrace it with love. That's your truth. Don't wear a Christian mask over a witch's face. Right? Am I wrong for that? No. That's what the scapegoat does. They tell the truth. Just embrace it. Or if you're really violent, but you try to present yourself as peaceful, calm, benign, sweet, nurturing, caring. But the moment you can't regulate your emotions, you're out of control. Right? You're yelling, you're screaming, you're cursing, you're disrespectful. And for some, you may even become violent. But then to flip it all back around into a nice little gaslight burrito, I didn't do that. I didn't touch you. What? Wait a minute. No. You thought I hit you, but I didn't hit you. I would never hit you. Why would I do something like that? Scapegoat, right? That's you. You're responsible for all the mess. Even though the fire starter in the mess. Oh my goodness. Covert narcissists often employ scapegoating as a form of psychological warfare, projecting their internal dissonance onto a chosen family member or intimate partner, the one who disrupts the false narrative. This is why they say never take the narcissist mask off. If you tug at the mask, you let them know you're aware that they're wearing a mask. Oh, damn, they know about my disguise. Oh, Lord. That's why they will go on a smear campaign. They will drag your name. They will make you look like you're the perpetrator of what you're saying they're responsible for. No, this is real stuff. When I come forward, you think I'm going to stop? You think I'm going to stop laying the hot ham and cheese on you? I got a ham and cheese sandwich ready. Let's keep the fire lit. The voice of reason is on fire. Let's go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
What if the conversation about menopause and bladder leaks didn't have to be a secret? Always Discreet helps you embrace this new chapter with confidence, offering a bladder leak solution that keeps you worry-free. Its rapid dry cord quickly locks away even the biggest gushes with up to 0 leaks, 0 wet feel, and 0 odor, so you can jump, dance, sneeze, and laugh uninterrupted. Everyday protection for every level of leak. We've got you, always. Try Always Discreet today.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GED.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up! Oscar!
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment. Did you capture it? Just let it slip.
Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow. Snap back to reality, oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes rabbit, he choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it, he knows. His whole back to these ropes, it don't matter, he's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant, he knows when he goes back to this mobile home, that's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't do it. Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity.
Hi, welcome to my latest podcast or YouTube video.
Today, I am talking about a topic that has been saturated, talked about over and over again. I'm going to talk about covert narcissism. But before I do that, I want to tell you that there's just way too much information out there. If you Google covert narcissism for as far as podcasts or YouTube videos, you'll see hundreds upon hundreds of people talking about the topic. Many are my esteemed colleagues who are brilliant, who have great information and great advice and contributions to offer to those who are just victims of the problem and talk about what it's like to suffer at the hands of a covert narcissist. And then there's everything in between that. But there are so many videos on the topic that the topic itself has become diluted. And so what I want to do is give a basic reminder of what covert narcissism is, and then share with you some of my latest discoveries on the topic. So my intention is not to cover old ground. Should you be interested, that information is in my book, and it's coming out in a week, and I could not be more proud. The Codependency Revolution, Fixing What Has Always Been Broken. Or if you've read my Human Magnet Syndrome book, or my full-length seminar videos available at selfloverecovery.com. You've heard me talk about it. So I have no intention of repeating what I once said already. But let's start with the basic explanation. According to my work, my belief system, my diagnostic categorization of a problem, that pathological narcissists are attracted to codependents or people with self-love deficit disorder.
Pause.
That is the human
Krishnamurti, relationship is a mirror. So oftentimes you hear people quote Krishnamurti inadvertently without citing Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti, relationship operates as a mirror. He was born in the 1800s. Okay? I'm not saying he's the absolute first person to say it, but he was on this philosophical, psychological jargon in the early 19th century. Okay? Krishnamurti, relationship as a mirror. Many people say that you get what you are. I've been saying that for over 25 years. You get what you are. You get who you are. Relationship is a mirror. I got you get who you are from Krishnamurti's relationship is a mirror. Psychologically speaking, in alignment with what Ross Rosenberg is talking about right now, toxic people are attracted to toxic people. They're mirroring each other. So a covert narcissist as a parent can create an SLD as a child, self-love deficient. And isn't it ironic that narcissists are attracted to the wounded, self-love deficient person? Why? Because they're looking for approval and acceptance from somebody, even if that somebody is toxic. And if the person is toxic and they had a toxic parent, the toxic person feels like home. See, that's how you know you're not at home. When the truth in your spirit irritates the demons they got from home that make up their damn identity. That's how you know you went the wrong. Oh, when I tell you the truth about how you lie to yourself, don't you mess with that mask. If you mess with that mask, they gonna go crazy. They gonna gaslight you. They gonna crazy make you. Go ahead, finish the clip.
Deficit disorder.
Yeah, he was.
That is the human magnet syndrome. It's an attraction pattern that will not change. If you're an SLD or a codependent, there is a 99% probability that you are going to be naturally, reflexively, and unconsciously attracted to a person who's a pathological narcissist. Someone with borderline, narcissistic, or antisocial personality disorder. By the way, antisocial personality disorder, the short name for it is sociopathy or a sociopath. So there's 3 primary diagnoses. Narcissistic personality disorder, like the others, have subtypes. And one of the many subtypes of it is called covert narcissism. Even though that the powers that be who run the American Psychiatric Association or the American Psychological Association have not officially endorsed the term, it is embraced by the world at large, which include therapists and a large swath of mental health workers. So let's start with a basic definition. If you want more, Just go on my YouTube channel and within the channel, just put a search term of covert narcissist and you'll see plenty of information. But my goal is not to repeat myself, but to share with you my updates. A covert narcissist has narcissistic personality disorder. That's where we start. It's a personality type. But what makes them different from other NPDs, people with narcissistic personality disorder, they have dishonest, manipulative, sociopathic traits of pretending to be something that they're not, pretending to be healthy, happy, benevolent, empathetic, a rabbi, a priest, a teacher, a beloved community member. They pretend to be someone that will be beloved and respected so that they can achieve success while hiding their true nature underneath. So in other words, covert narcissists have narcissistic personality disorder, but unlike the garden variety people with NPD, they know they have it and therefore are aware that should they openly act out their pathological narcissism, people won't like them, they might be offensive, and they might not be successful in the career field that they have chosen. So they recreate a persona that is lovable, that is adored, that is respected, that is seen as benevolent, altruistic, empathetic, happy, healthy, socially aware. It's a pretend persona that is done believably because they are aware of what they're doing and they understand the benefit from getting people to believe that. And that enables them to have a job, a profession, a social standing that is beneficial and brings them either financial rewards or other rewards that they could not otherwise have gotten if they were openly expressive NPD. So to summarize that, covert narcissists have narcissistic personality disorder. They have sociopathic traits that enable them to be conscious of what they're doing, to have limited empathy and understanding and sympathy while projecting a false personality type, while creating this personality type that is beloved so that they can seek the benefits of that. So basic definition of covert narcissism. There's many different types and variations of that, but again, this is not the intent of this video.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Independent Senator Joe Manchin will not endorse Vice President Harris. This comes after Harris's promise to gut the chamber's filibuster rule to pass a bill codifying abortion rights. The West Virginia independent senator told CNN that he will not back her as a presidential candidate over the move. He said this week, quote, "Shame on her," end quote,